Hey everybody, welcome to week 6 of the 52 week devotional. This week's title is In the Crosshairs. His brother then came and threw themselves down before him. We are your slaves, they said. But Joseph said to them, Don't be afraid. Am I in the place of God? You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. So then, don't be afraid. I will provide for you and your children. And he reassured them and spoke kindly to them. Genesis 50, verses 18 through 21. God isn't caught off guard when things go wrong in your life. He isn't surprised the way that you are. Not only is everything that happens in your life going according to God's plan, but is going to accomplish his purpose. You may need to be patient. It took Joseph a couple of decades to understand God's purpose. But here's what he discerned: God sent me ahead of you to preserve for you a remnant of earth and to save your lives by a great deliverance. Genesis 45, verse 7. God's purpose was to save their lives, the lives of the ones who had harmed him. But not but that's not all. Joseph said, God intended it for good to accomplish what is being now, or what is now being done, the saving of many lives. Genesis 50, verse 20. God's purpose was to save many lives. When Joseph was sold into slavery in Egypt, he didn't know that one day a famine would come that could destroy the entire nation. He didn't know that he'd be placed in a powerful position to help save that nation. Joseph Joseph didn't know that in a hard confrontation he preserved his family so that the nation of Israel could be born and the world could have a savior. God doesn't love your hardship, but God doesn't love life with his people and works or God does love life with his people and works his purpose so that we all can have it. If you understand that God takes both the good and the bad, both friends and enemies, both fairness and unfairness, to accomplish his purpose in your life, then you cannot be bitter. Joseph didn't respond out of bitterness. Joseph didn't impart more fear. He laid aside thoughts of revenge and put his brother's fears to an end. Don't be afraid. I am not God. Every one of us have had events in our past when we wondered, where is God? Sometimes, maybe weeks, months, or even years later, we find out why it happened. Sometimes we never find out why. In all cases, like Joseph, even when in our darkest dungeon, when every fiber of our being cries out, why God? We must trust that the end result will work in God's glory. Someone has wisely said, everything will turn out all right in the end. If it's not all right now, then it's not the end. People often refer to the patience of Job, but perhaps a better biblical model would be would have would be to have the patience of Joseph. If you're in the dark dungeon now and God has not revealed the why of the situation, you will simply have to trust. Trusting God patiently is never the wrong choice. This is actually very, I think, a good time for me to read that one because I have some things that me and my wife have been going through that I just need to be patient about. I need to keep praying to God about it, asking God about it, and just be patient and let God show me. I don't need to be scared or have any fear or anything about it. I just need to be patient and let God handle it because He always does. He always comes through. Um, so if you have things that you're unsure about, scared about, anything like that, just pray to God, let God know about it. He already does, but pray to Him, let Him know, and just ask Him for patience and for Him to let you know. It might take a week, it might take a month, it might take a year. Never know. But place your life and all your problems in God's hands, and He will eventually answer them when it is time for them to be answered. There's a purpose for everything. God knows why. So just let God handle it. Um, Still be a servant of God. Serve God every day. Um, but there's a purpose for everything. We just got to wait for God to let us know what that purpose is. Hope y'all enjoyed this one, and I'll see y'all next week for week 7.